What's going on, everybody? Another replay cast coming at you here. We've got ZVZ Absolute in the top left-hand corner and Dark down here in the bottom right. Now, I don't know who this guy is, but he is very, very high on the ladder. He's been #1 a few times. He's been up there, usually in top 10 on most weeks. I don't think this is Dark from Starcraft 2, but that would be amazing if he was laddering hard and improving his skills and thinking about coming over to Broodwar. I believe we're gonna see more and more players in the future make their way over to Broodwar from SC2. It's just a better game, and it's getting more support from the community and also from developers and all that type of stuff. Looks like a 9 pool coming here from Absolute. 9 pool speed, in fact, and pulling one drone off of the gas here. That's so that he can actually afford to get his layer here as soon as he's got 100 minerals or 100 gas. Otherwise, he would not be able to get that, just because the mineral income would be that much less. That's how finicky Zerg is with their early game eco. You have to pull one drone off of gas after getting your after getting your link speed in order to get that layer on time. But I think he will end up putting that back on here after a little bit. Doing quite a bit of damage to this hatchery here. The drones have to be pulled. 1 drone, 2 drones go down, 3 drones go down. Finally, though, the lings are going to pop out. 4 drones have fallen. And you can see UKKZ Dark at 7 drones here, with 5 of them not mining. So he's got, what, 2 drones in the main? 2 drones in the main here mining. So a really rough start for this very, very strong, high-ranking Zerg player. Loses another drone here in the main. That's going to be hard to come back from. Down to just 6 drones overall. Of course, his opponent with only 8. Not in much better of a position, especially since we do... Oh, another one falls. 5 drones. Especially, I guess we have this hatchery here. That's the only thing really going for Dark at this moment. Gonna start to produce drones, but man, this is a really sketchy situation here. Lings are back at home. He's waiting for a counterattack. 5 lings up here at the front. Not enough to break through here. Maybe he can run by, though. Oh god, Dark just not quite there for holding off this early ling aggression. But the drone drilling is pretty good. Forces those lings away. Will just chase down from here. Re-droning pretty heavily, whereas Absolute still was producing lings, and he made this spire as well. So he actually doesn't have that much. He's expecting a counterattack right now, but it's just not coming. Really needs to start to drone up a little bit further here. We've got an Evo chamber on the way right now for Dark. 11 drones to 8. Just mining minerals here. That's all he can afford to do. Just try to get his economy back on track and try to defend his worker lines here with those spores. How much health do we have on this hatchery? 300 now. It has healed back up somewhat. Another spore on the way. So 4 spores? No, 3 spores coming up here for Dark. Gonna be defending his mineral lines here very carefully. We'll see how many mutas are produced. 3 have been produced. 4, actually. I don't think you want to go much more than this. Since there are this many spores, it seems a little bit crazy to go this many mutas. You just kill the overlords on the map. Prevent your opponent from leaving his base. Maybe pick off a drone or 2 from the bottom here. Maybe, you know, sit your mutas in between here, but drone up behind this. Get your own hatchery going so that you have a kind of a mid-game play here. Stay ahead of your opponent. Don't try to end the game at this point, is what I'm trying to say. 4 mutas sitting here in the middle. Another spore gonna come up. I think Absolute missing an opportunity to deal some damage over in this location. Can also come in through here as well and try to pick off. Although you are gonna get hit by the spore a little bit. Another Ling run by here into the main. He's seeing what's going on. Drones popping. Natural base being taken. But Dark is actually way ahead in drones now. He's been droning up like crazy. Just nice defenses. And taking his time to get his economy rolling once again. Oh, a couple more drones have been killed here in the between the main and natural. So he killed about 4 drones in total, really lowering that count here for Dark, but he's continuing to pump. 4 more drones on the way, so replacing those losses here immediately, countering across the map with his Lings as well. This is a little bit scary because there's not too many Lings for Absolute. He's got 1 Muta here. His natural hatchery is getting kind of low. Turning to fight now. Buying a little bit of time with those Lings. Now bringing back the injured Mutas and these Mutas that he was using to harass. Oh my god, that was close. 149. Just about the same as this hatch here in Dark's natural. Has barely managed to save that one as well. So, kind of getting into a weird mid-game situation. We rarely ever see this in Zerg versus Zerg, but it does happen sometimes. I would say like maybe 10% of the time, maybe 30% of the time, somewhere between that. 10 and 30%, we end up getting spores up and both players with naturals and building up into a massive mutalist force. It's rare, but it's not incredibly rare. Now, coming in once again, Absolute. How many mutas does he have? 5 here. Oh god. Are these on hold position? Don't do that. He's trying to hit this this gas here, but just barely in range of that spore. Loses 1 muta for free. With 7 mutas, you can actually break 2 spores. Now a 3rd one being added on. I think Dark doing a really good job kind of realizing his... Oh, he lost his hatch. No! I missed it. What happened? I guess a few Lings ran in and did him in with that extra 100 HP. That must have been where Absolute was paying attention when he was losing that muta over here at the gas. That's really painful here for Absolute. I mean, he needs that gas income so badly in order to keep his advantage here in the mutalist numbers. Looks like the Carapace now going to start for Dark, and I haven't seen an upgrade for these mutalists. So despite Dark not having Aspire for so long, he's still gonna start that upgrade first, which is a little bit wild. Got another hatch on the way, so he is rebuilding that hatchery. And a Queen's Nest coming up for Dark. Oh my god. Okay, this is gonna get a little bit crazy. Are we gonna go for Queens? Are we gonna go for Defilers? Or are we gonna go for Devourers? Those are really the only 3 tech paths that make sense. Queens are kind of useless. I mean, they're not great. They're very small investment. You just need the Queen's Nest and then 1 upgrade. But Hive is on the way, so it's not gonna be that Queen play. You can use Queens to slow down, like you throw down the ensnare on all of your opponent's mutas or Scourge, and then you can pick those off really easily with your much faster mutas. It doesn't really slow their attack speed. At least I don't think so. It slows some units attack speed, but I don't think it actually slows the mutalist attack speed. Devourers, on the other hand, they do slow attack speed, so that may be the way he wants to go. Although Devourers can be picked off very, very quickly by Scourge. 2 Scourge kills a Devourer, so that's a very nice trade. If you can kill a Devourer with 2 Scourge, the value on that trade is insane. And it's difficult to micro them away. They do not want to move very quickly, so It's going to be very hard to keep them away from Scourge. Now, a third base coming up here for Absolute. He is going to be expanding once again, so trying to take some economic advantage here where there really hasn't been one throughout this entire game. Still behind in workers. Another hatch coming up here in the main, so really amping up the production here. Another hatch for Dark as well. I really wonder if this is actually Dark. Dark thinking about switching, because he is a Zerg player in Starcraft 2. But that'd be so cool to see Dark switch over and try his hand at Broodwar. I wonder how far he could get. This hive just about healed up, actually. Was at like 100 HP to begin this game, but evolving into a layer and then into a hive actually increases the HP. It gives you more health. And of course, healing over time. It's very slow, but eventually it will get there. What else do we have here? Ooh, Adrenal Glands on the way, and there it is. A Greater Spire is coming out here for Dark, so we will be seeing Devourers here. There's not going to be any Guardians in this game, I guarantee you. But pretty soon, we are going to have some Devourers. And let me just pause for a moment to talk about the Devourer in this matchup. I already mentioned that they can be killed very easily by 2 Scourge, but Acid Spores are a really cool mechanic. It's like the only thing really that debuffs and has a stacking effect in StarCraft. So it can be up to 9 acid spores on your mutas or any units that are flying. Whenever the Devourer attacks, it spreads acid spores in a wide range. So each Devourer attack will spread a lot of acid spores as long as the opponent's mutas are clumped together. It reduces the attack speed by 1/8 per spore. So the attack speed gets lower and lower the more acid spores there are. It can stack up to 9, as I said, and each acid spore increases the amount of damage taken by 1. So if you have a, for example, Mutalisk that's dealing 9 damage and there's 9 acid spores on whatever you're attacking, your Mutalisk will suddenly be doing 18 damage to that unit. So acid spores are insanely powerful. You can imagine in team games, acid spores with Valkyries are really, really good. They beat basically everything. Devourers plus Valkyries beats everything in the air. But mutas are also pretty good because they do have that bounce damage as well. So even the third bounce, it does 1 damage, I believe. But with the acid spore, it's going to do 10 damage. So it's very, very, very strong. It kind of removes the utility of the Carapace. And here they come, Devourers moving around the map now. Coming across here, how many do we have? We've got 8 Devourers. Oh my god. So this is a really serious commitment to Devourers from Dark, and this is a lot of mutas. The +2 is about to finish. Look at how many Scourge there are, though. This number of Scourge can easily pick off all of these Devourers. Here we go. I'm gonna spread some of these acid spores. 5 acid spores on some of these already. And more being added on now. This attack speed of the Devourer is very, very slow. The Scourge coming forward here, annihilating a lot of these, but look at these mutas just ripping apart the acid spored Mutalisk. He has to pull back. The fight is going to be so one-sided. Even though there are less mutas here, the damage coming from each muta is going to be so much more insane. Okay, 3. Actually, it takes 3. 3 hits from a Scourge to get able to kill a Devourer. Looks like more mutas being chased here. Some pretty good micro overall from Dark, killing off a ton of these Scourge. He does get 1 connection, but that's all he's going to get. And the Mutalisk will back off from here. The acid spores don't last that long. Looks like a bunch of drones went down here as well. Oh my god. Ling counterattack. while all of that madness was going on, I was really interested in seeing how the Devourers were gonna fare, but my god, down to just 6 workers. Wow, lost a ton of buildings here as well. He lost spores here in the main. You rarely see the player who doesn't build spores early actually switch it up and build spores in the mid game, but Absolute actually switching back into spores, and now Dark is just so far ahead here. That Ling counterattack doing massive damage. The Zerglings with their crack upgrade. Crack upgraded Zerglings are so damn good at killing buildings, and drones, of course. He just went to town in that main base and natural. Building back up slowly here. At least he still has this base. This third base is very important right now. He's got an extra hatchery as well, so he can slowly start to build back up, and you can see his supply is still good because he's got so many mutas. His supply is still pretty decent, and he can defend at both locations. The number of mutas that Dark has are very low. Not that many. He's got a few more Devourers now. 4 Devourers here. How much armor? He's got 250 health and 3 armor. So yeah, three Scourge is actually going to be the number. Sorry guys, I do play Zerg, but I so rarely see Devourers. I would say the number of games that go to Devour in ZVZ is like 1% or less. You know, getting past that very early game is pretty low percentage, you know, 10 to 30, but getting this far is insanely rare. Ling counterattacks coming in once again. Absolute fending them off. His mutant number is still very good. He's redroned back up to 26 at this point. Oh my god. Defiler Mound is done though. Dark getting his third base up here and going to Defiler. Consume is on the way. We're gonna have Plague, boys. We're gonna have Plague on mutas pretty darn soon. I'm loving this player right now. He's done such a good job with these Hive Tech units. And despite it really not being a meta at all to go for these, he's managed to do really good work with them. Some Scourge flying in, trying to get a connection, not able to get anything onto these Devourers. Their single target damage is actually pretty darn good. 25 damage. How much health do Scourge have? Exactly 25. So it does take 2 shots, but you can 2-shot a Scourge here with the Devourers. So, you know, their attack speed's not good, but if you only need to take 2 shots and you've got 6 Defiler or Devourers, you can take that fight pretty well. Looks like he's gonna run away though, putting some damage onto those Devourers there. Manages to pick off about 2. The mutas will back away. Scourge coming forward now. He's gonna have to clone onto these Devourers. A lot of them are gonna go down. 2 go down. 3 almost falling there. And the Devourer number has been reduced by a lot. And this is the reason. Oh, Defiler coming out. I don't think he's got Plague yet. But Defiler coming out here and kind of showing his hand right now. Getting some Acid Spores on there. Could chase down these mutas. He's got the moving shot. This is huge. Got to split these really well here. Moving shot so strong on these Acid Spored mutas that he ends up losing quite a few. Very annoying stuff here for Absolute. Now sending a bunch of Lings for another counterattack. Dark found great success with that in the past. Has +1 attack on the way as well. So investing into Adrenal upgrade and +1 attack. Very cool stuff from Dark. Oh, he's got Burrow as well. Look at that. Burrowed Zergling here. Maybe spread these out and burrow them as well. That's going to give him great information about where army is being moved around the map for Dark, or for Absolute. Burrowing the drones in third base as well. I love it. This is so cool, man. I really like this game. This is fantastic stuff. Dark utilizing Burrow to defend against Zergling counterattacks. That is just so out there in terms of what we usually see from Zerg. He's got to pull some of these drones off the gas, though. That's a little bit of a mistake. About 5 drones on that gas geyser. But he's coming across the map here. Gonna take a big fight. Let's zoom out and enjoy this spectacle. Another 5 Devours making their way up here. Ling's gonna come in for the counterattack on this third base. There are Sunkins and quite a few mutas are present, but Lings can do a lot of damage. The +1 is just about done. Looks like... Oh my god. What? He's got the Defilers up here, not going for Plague. He's actually gone for a Dark Swarm here. There's the Plague as well. Oh my god. Dark Swarm. Gonna kill this hatchery. Are you kidding me? Gonna throw down another one. Oh, Consume and another Dark Swarm here to pick off the sunken colonies. None of this can hit under Dark Swarm, so a beautiful move. All of these mutas are at 2 HP. And so has to pull them away. Look at that. Plague was absolutely insanely valuable. These drones moving between the natural and the third base and the natural are going to get picked off as well. Is going after the spores here. Is going to pick off a few free Mutalists as well. This is a crazy ZVZ. I can't believe we saw Dark Swarm kill a hatchery here. That is some Gosu maneuvers out of Dark. So cool to see. And with that +1, you can take really good trades against Lings like these in the Ling counterattack. We've got that just about to finish up here for Absolute as well, but a good block on the ramp. Not going to allow a counterattack to take place. And I think Dark's done it, man. The base is going to be retaken, but how do you recover? Look at all your mutas just have no HP. He actually went for his own Greater Spire here. So Greater Spire for Absolute as well. Double, you never see this. The percentage of times you see double Greater Spire or a Greater Spire on both sides for both teams is way below 1%. These mutas getting baited out here to the front. Absolute loses every single one of them. That was a huge mistake here. Oh, another counterattack came in, almost killed this hatchery as well. Sorry guys, I keep missing these counterattacks. Dark is so good at slipping them in during the action phases of this game when a lot of stuff is going on. He's done a fantastic job. And Plague! We got Plague on Absolute side as well. Let's see if we can get a good one here. The army is actually very close from Dark. If he moves forward, he could end up getting plagued. Once again, oh, another Dark Swarm comes in. This is just so clutch here from Dark. Keeping a burrowed Defiler over here. I think he backed off with those 2 Defilers and kept them burrowed in this location. Just pops them out, drops another Dark Swarm. Was that I think that was the Defiler. The Defiler tried to move out there. It gets picked off. Yeah, no Defiler here and no Plague on these units. Absolute getting torn apart here. And the mass muta making its way forward. These mutas not going to be able to hold on against all these Devours and mutas pushing their way into this base. Getting overrun here. 1 Ling, 1 kill on that hatchery. Defiler sitting there triumphantly. GG is called. Absolute taps out. What a crazy game of Zerg versus Zerg. Zed versus Zed. I don't even know what transpired there. That was a crazy one, guys. A 1 in a million for sure. 1 in 10 million perhaps. We even mined out the main here for Dark. That never happens in Zerg versus Zerg. Another base was going down. Defilers and Devours on both sides. This is going to be a fantastic thumbnail, guys. What a crazy game. All right, here are your statistics, units, structures, and resources. I hope you guys enjoyed that game. I certainly did. me a whole new respect for Zerg versus Zerg in the highest levels of the ladder. Both those players, absolute top tier S-rank Zergs, bringing it to the very, very latest stages of the game. I'm definitely going to be checking out more Absolute in the future. So if you want to follow me on this ladder journey, definitely hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in that next game.